Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today's topic is how to escape the 9 to 5 step by step. Now, if you're in your 20s working a 9 to 5 and feel like you're just killing time until the weekends, this is your wake-up call. A 9 to 5 is honestly just a trap. You get a predictable paycheck every single month, but no growth. That paycheck, you get raises every 1 to 2 years. You wake up, work 8 hours, come home, tired, scroll on your phone, and you repeat that for 40 years. Now, to me, that sounds depressing. For me, the type of life I would want to live is a life of freedom, where I get to spend my time how I want, where I get to go experience new things with new people, and I get to meet new people as well. I get to build connections, I get to travel, I get to eat the foods I want, when I want, and I basically have the freedom in order to just enjoy my life the way I want to do it. Instead of being trapped by the 9 to 5, you can definitely use the 9 to 5 to your advantage. Because yes, everybody who's been rich has probably worked 9 to 5 once in their life. Especially all of these YouTubers like Jake Paul, Mr. Beast, they've definitely worked 9 to 5s. So if you're thinking, man, I'm working a 9 to 5, you can still make it. It's definitely still possible to turn where you're at right now for being lost into your dream life. Now, the one thing that all these successful people share that you probably don't see, even though it's in plain sight, is essentially that they just are so meticulous and pour hours and hours and hours and hours of time into things that don't get them results right away, but they know that in the future it will definitely pay off. That's the reason why they're successful and you're not. They're pouring their heart and soul into YouTube. They're pouring their heart and soul into the things they want to do. And I'm pouring my heart and soul in order to inspire you guys to find your identity, find things you want to do. Now let me ask you something. What if you had, this thing that you knew that if you poured your heart and soul into it, it would eventually garner you results that you wanted, and it would eventually let you escape your 9 to 5 job? Well, that's my goal with this video, is that I'm going to be telling you guys exactly what can make you rich now in 2025. And also the changes that you need to make about your mindset in order to get from where you're at now to where these successful people are at. My ideal life is to, travel the world, meet new people, like I said again, and I just want to experience all of these things. I want to experience love. I want to experience, what they experience in Singles Inferno and these Netflix shows. I want to experience all the emotions, everything that's portrayed, but I won't be able to do that if I don't have control over my time. And now a lot of people say, oh man, I work a 9 to 5, I don't have time to, actually spend in order to build what I want. Well, you have 5 years. You have so much time. If you're still in high school, if you're still in your early 20s, you have so much time in order to do what you want to do. And it's still so early for you that if you say you can't do it, that's just a victim mindset. You're basically letting the factors of your life control you. And I don't think that's something you should do, because you need to put in hours. Even if you're putting in 2 hours a day, 3 hours a day, you're building it no matter what. No matter how much time you put in, it doesn't matter, because you're putting in the time, you're putting in the effort. You're doing something with your life that a lot of other people aren't. And that's something, eventually it'll pay off. And that's what a lot of people don't understand, is that if you have the routine and you build the habit of building rather than, consuming all this content that won't get you anywhere in life, then you will be one of those successful people eventually. Because the more time and the more reps and the more volume you end up doing, the higher the probability of you getting to where you want to be is. Because it just increases your chances. Every time you fail, every time you succeed or have a small victory, you just end up getting closer to where you want to be. And one of the things I do suggest is using your time to do skill stacking. So learn like 1 to 2 high value skills outside of your job, whether it be sales, marketing, content creation, or making a digital product and then learning how to sell it. Like those things can definitely, because if you're having the right information and if you're like giving people like information that's actually valuable to them and that will actually help them, then you can give that to people for a price. Like put a price tag on it, you know, even if it's $10. A lot of people would be willing to spend $10 on something that can actually, you know, change their mindset or something that can help them. And if you guys, you know, this is a good way to segue into the next topic. You can either spend the next 5 years building something that you want and building your dreams and something you own, or you can spend it working and being a slave to your boss and building his dream. But like many of you, I was exactly in your guys' shoes, probably like not too long ago, probably like a couple of years back. You know, I was 19 years old. I was a nursing student in nursing school, and I even worked a job. So my excuse, I could make like a million excuses as to why, you know, I can't build anything. Because I could say, man, like I'm literally like spending so much time in nursing school. Everyone says nursing school is hard, but I was in nursing school and I worked a part-time job, and at the same time I built what I wanted to do. And how did I do that exactly? Well, I used my time effectively, you know? It's easy once you have control over your time, and once you get rid of the distractions around you, it kind of becomes easy, because a lot of people use their time, but they're never actually focused. So my nursing stuff, I would probably spend like maybe 2 hours a day on nursing, and that doesn't even include the class time where we're at class for like 8 to 10 hours for 4 days of the week. And then I'm also like working my part-time job for like 5 to like 8 hours a day, 5 to 7 hours a day. And it's like, on top of that, I was also day trading in the mornings from 6 a.m. until like 8 p.m. And I live in California. So, you know, it was definitely like a grind season. And on top of that, I learned how to do sales. I learned how to do marketing because I put in like 1 to 2 hours every single day in order to learn that. And I think a part of that was also like how to learn effectively, because I did learn methods on how to learn effectively. And one of those methods is to like put everything into layman's terms, because the more effectively you can learn, your 2 hours that you spend learning could be someone else's like 12 hours where they're learning, but they're not learning fast enough. So you basically are so effective that you just kind of overshadow all of their effort. They're putting in so much more effort than you are, but you're so focused that you're able to retain everything a lot faster, and it just kind of applies a lot more to you, since your 2 hours is basically their 12 hours, right? So if you spent 12 hours, that's still what, like times 6 of their hours, right? Each one of your hours is basically 6 of their hours, and that says something, you know? If you're able to do something like that, you'll get to where you want to be a lot faster. And in my ebook, I definitely do cover the learning methods that I use in order to, you know, take my 1 hour of learning into like 6 hours of someone else's learning. And that goes into the second topic, like I mentioned, which is skill stacking. You got to learn some skills, you know, like marketing, any of that. You got to learn that. And if you're able to learn it more effectively than others, then you're able to stack it a lot more better, and you're able to just go a lot faster than them. Where if something that they want to learn in a week, you can probably learn it in a day. And there's definitely like a huge misconception that people don't really understand, is that they think that it's easy to get rich, or it's easy to, you know, get to where they want to be, or it's like all luck. It's not luck, it's probability. The more volume you put in, the more you get out of it. So let's say you put in tons of hours, it's going to be a higher chance that you'll succeed. So a lot of these overnight millionaires that people are like, you know, this guy was a one-hit wonder, like an overnight success. You know, what about like the thousands of videos they created before they hit their one big hit that kind of made them get into the spotlight, you know? A lot of people will talk the talk, but when it comes to like actually showing it through your actions, they can't do it. they can't actually put in the time and effort to do it because they'll just get lazy. So if you're not one of those people who are lazy, then, and if you actually think you can do it, then you really need to like put it into perspective, like how much time it will take to reach your goals, right? Like, what are your goals? Speak them out into existence, like right now. Like, what do you actually want to achieve? Where do you actually want to be in your life? Whether it's to build a great physique or to earn like $10,000 a month, because all of those are 100% possible, and you can go from $0 to $10,000 a month in 6 months of locking in. You could go from like your shitty physique to like a great one in 6 months of locking in. Anything is possible, guys. So if you're ready to stop drifting, grab my free tools, link in bio, and drop in the comments what you want me to speak about next. Because, you know, I obviously want to help you guys, and I want to hear your feedback and your thoughts on everything. But if this video did help you, you know, grab the free tools. I also have an ebook listed for $10-15. So in the ebook, it essentially covers, you know, patterns that I honestly researched about what millionaires have in common, and the tools that they essentially use and the habits that they forged in order to bring them to the lives that they have now. And in order to get from the millionaire life, you definitely need to understand like what it takes, and you definitely need to understand like the habits that they have formed, because if you don't know exactly what they do in like their everyday lives, because guys, there definitely is a pattern of how to get, you know, into a millionaire. And in the book, it just goes over all like a detailed analysis, and it gives you all the information like jam-packed into one. And what's good about this is that if you don't like reading, you know, it's not very word comprehensive. There's not many words in it, and it's all structured in a way where it's very easy to read. And I think that's like one of the, you know, the good takes on it. And it's also like Japanese themed, so it's just nice to look at, honestly. And there's a bunch of tools that it comes with as well. It's not just the book. And it kind of makes you build a picture in your mind of like your dream life. So if you think that's something that may help you, it's only $15. I know like minimum wage in Texas is like $7.25. So it's 2 hours of your time. But if you're living in California or any of the big states, it's 1 hour of minimum wage. And that's why I price it at that, so it's affordable to everyone, because I want everyone to have access to it, even if only like 1,000 people buy it. You know, if you guys can learn something from it, I would appreciate you, you know, stopping by and giving me feedback on it as well. So if you're ready to level up your life and, you know, take a step out of mediocrity and build your dream life and start building it, I would start today. So get your hands on the ebook and, you know, learn from it. It comes with tools that let you track your progress and everything. So it's not just an ebook. You can go just check it out in the description. It explains everything that you need to know. So yeah, that's going to be it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one.